Captain Marcus Chun stood frozen at the docking bay entrance of Terra Station, his weathered hands trembling as he processed the words that had just echoed through the communication system. 23 years. 23 years since he last heard that melodic, crystalline voice that had once whispered his name in the darkness of a distant moon. Zara? He whispered into his unit, his voice barely audible above the mechanical hum of the station. Hello, Marcus, came the reply, gentle yet carrying an undertone he couldn't quite place. Permission to come aboard? The years melted away as Marcus remembered their first encounter on Kepler 442c. He had been a young lieutenant then, part of humanity's first deep space exploration mission. The expedition had crash-landed on the moon during a violent storm, their ship crippled, and crew scattered. Marcus had been thrown clear of the wreckage, his left leg shattered, crawling through the alien landscape in desperate search of shelter. That's when he'd found her. Or rather, when she'd found him, Zara had been unlike anything in human xenobiology. Textbooks. Her species, the Villani, possessed an ethereal beauty with their translucent blue skin that seemed to shimmer with inner light, and elongated limbs that moved with impossible grace. But Zara was different from her kind. She moved with a pronounced limp, her right leg twisted and shorter than the left-of-birth defect that had made her an outcast among her people. You made dock at Bay 7, Marcus managed to say, his mind racing with 1,000 questions as he made his way to the docking bay. Marcus couldn't help but remember those 3 months they'd spent together in her hidden cave sanctuary. She had nursed him back to health while he taught her about human culture, sharing stories of Earth's blue skies and golden sunsets. What had begun as mutual aid between two damaged beings had evolved into something neither had expected: love that transcended species barriers. The Villani were a proud, perfectionist race that valued physical and mental superiority above all else. Zara's disability had marked her as worthless in their society, condemned to live in exile. But Marcus had seen beyond her perceived flaws. He'd seen her brilliant mind, her compassionate heart, and her fierce determination to survive despite abandonment by her own people. Their relationship had been tender yet passionate, two outcasts finding solace in each other's arms. Marcus had even begun to learn her language, spending hours tracing the bioluminescent patterns that would appear on her skin when she was happy or excited. They had talked of a future together, of finding a place where their differences would be celebrated rather than scorned. But then the rescue ship had arrived. The docking bay doors hissed open, and Marcus's breath caught in his throat. Zara emerged from a sleek, obviously advanced vessel, but she was not alone. Beside her walked a young being that made Marcus's knees nearly give out. The child was clearly half human, half Villani. She possessed Zara's elegant bone structure and the telltale blue tinge to her skin, but her eyes were unmistakably human dark brown, just like Marcus's. She walked with perfect posture, showing no sign of her mother's disability. Marcus, Zara said softly as she approached, her voice carrying decades of unspoken words. I'd like you to meet Arya. She's ours. The girl, their daughter, looked up at him with curious, intelligent eyes. Mother has told me much about you, Father. About your kindness, your strength, and how you never saw her as broken. Marcus felt tears streaming down his face as the full weight of the revelation hit him. Why? Why didn't you come with me when the rescue ship arrived? Why didn't you tell me? Zara's expression grew pain, her skin flickering with deep purple hues, the color of sorrow among her people. The rescue captain made it clear that aberrant aliens would not be welcome on human worlds. I couldn't burden you with that choice. And I didn't know about Arya until weeks after you'd gone. But something has changed, Arya interjected, her voice carrying the confidence that came from being raised by a mother who had overcome impossible odds. The Galactic Council has established new accords. Mixed families are now protected under interspecies law. Marcus looked between them, his heart swelling with a mixture of joy and regret. All these years, I thought about you every day. I never married, never found anyone else. Part of me hoped I know, Zara said, stepping closer. The years had been kind to her beauty now tempered with wisdom and strength. I monitored human communication networks when I could. I know you became one of the most respected exploration captains in the fleet. I know you saved countless lives and opened dozens of worlds for colonization. None of it mattered without you, Marcus admitted. Without both of you. Arya smiled an expression that perfectly blended human warmth with Villani grace. Then perhaps it's time to write a new chapter. Mother has become a leader among the Villani exile communities. Together, we've built a coalition of outcasts from dozens of species, all united by the belief that differences make us stronger, not weaker. And you, Marcus, Zara added, her skin now glowing with soft golden hues, have proven that humanity's greatest strength isn't in your technology or your ambition. It's in your capacity to love unconditionally, to see worth where others see only flaws. As Marcus embraced his family for the first time, he realized that this was humanity's true gift to the galaxy, not conquest or domination, but the radical notion that love could transcend any barrier, heal any wound, and unite any. Difference. The HFY wasn't in humanity's weapons or ships. It was in their hearts.